right, let's do this. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Remora. My name is Wes, and I am joined with, as always, Siri Crypto. What's going on, man?
What's up, people? How we doing out there?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. We got a lot to talk about, guys. There's been a lot of people disappointed with the price of Bitcoin. The ETF debacle, and everybody's pissed off at BlackRock and the ETF, and I don't know what's going on, but we're going to talk about that a little bit more and actually bring up some data. We're going to look at some what's really happening with the ETF. We have the SEC Commissioner, Hester Pierce. She's been voicing her opinion about the spot ETH ETF approvals. What's going to happen with that? I think we're going to talk about that a little bit. There's been, a lot of hype around Celestia and all these modular blockchains. Maybe talk about that a little bit. Obviously, we got some Bitcoin charts to look over. So we're going to dig into that a little bit. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Welcome back to the Crypto Remora. If this is your first time checking us out, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button, and let's get to it. Siri, what's going on, my brother? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Before we jumped on, man, like you were talking about making some gourmet coffee. What you sipping on, dude?
So right now, I've got, this is a special blend that you can only get, it's called Coastal Blend, right? But they sell it only at Food Lion. And I'll tell you what, it's better than that donut shop and all that crap, man. This thing is good. A little bit of regular straight up half and half, a little bit of sugar. You don't even need half a spoonful of sugar, a little bit of creamer. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good to go, huh?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I got this coffee, man. You can only get it Food Lion as well. It's the Food Lion brand coffee.
Just a regular, just straight up. Because
regular straight up Food Lion brand coffee, man.
They make good stuff, dude. Listen, don't sleep on their pizza either. That Food Lion 4 cheese is no joke.
Yeah, man. Listen, Chainlink's at what, $14 or something, man?
Is it?
I don't know. Is it? It was at like $7 the other day, man. So I don't know, man. Chainlink is Chainlink's official, dude. What was it that happened? All right, I'm getting a little off track. But what was it that happened the other day? Yes. It was Larry Fink. He was on CNBC, and I guess he was talking about tokenizing crypto or tokenizing assets and, different securities and all this stuff. And, like, apparently the Chainlink community, the Link Marines were pretty hyped about that, man. Because that's kind of like their area. You know what I mean? Tokenizing assets and
it's coming, man. It's coming.
Cross chain, yeah, man. How do you feel about Larry Fink, dude? No, that shouldn't be the question I'm asking. How do you feel about Larry Fink talking about the future of tokenization, like assets being tokenized, and the future is digital tokenization? How does that make you feel, man? Like, what do you think about that whole situation?
I think with Larry Fink coming out and saying that, it's almost like Einstein coming out, and you expect Einstein to say something really, really smart, right?
Right.
And when Larry Fink comes out and says something about money and finances, the world's going to listen because it's Larry Fink, just like I.
Right.
But I compare Larry Fink coming out and saying that the future's tokenized and all that stuff. I compare that to Einstein coming out and saying, "Hey, everybody, the sky is blue." Right. So like you're expecting this extravagant statement from Larry Fink, and then meanwhile we've been in crypto 4 years, and I'm thinking to myself, of course the future is blockchain. Like I'm just rolling my eyes, like, come on, dude, like that's all you got for me. But then again, us in crypto, we have to remember we're behind a iron curtain, and a lot of people don't see what we see. So a lot of people that are in crypto and degens and stuff, you see it, and then you kind of like waiting for the rest of the world to catch up, which is good because that means you're early. You're early. That's how you make money. So,
so the question that he was asked was about the Ethereum ETF. I probably should have put that in there, but he was asked about, the Ethereum ETF, and I guess, they have their applications, and now Ethereum's kind of like in the spotlight for all that or whatever, and how he felt about the Ethereum ETF, and he kind of like strayed away from that, but then dug into like, well, we know the future of trading and assets and owning, is digital. Like we've moved from, digital information. Now we're going into like digital energy. You know what I'm saying? Like money. Money is the fuel of the economy. Now there's we got to tokenize it. You know what I mean?
So
Like it's just convenient. It's just the way that we're moving. And then that's what he went into, was talking about, obviously tokenization. I don't know. I feel like Ethereum is really the candy of their eye, or whatever that saying is. Like, I feel like Ethereum is what they're really eyeing, man. You don't think so?
So
If Ethereum was in Bitcoin's spot, and there wasn't all this talk about, because obviously the regulators have talked about Bitcoin being a commodity. If they were swapped and Ethereum was the one that they said, obviously it's a commodity. Like, do you think Ethereum would be the one that they're scooping up? Do you think it's the smart contracts that they're really interested in?
So here's the thing, and I was chomping at the bit because when you said this, I just now realized what you were asking me, and I just have to keep in mind that this. Okay, so I was at this, this place. I can't really say where I was, you know what I mean? But here's the thing.
Right.
I was
Strip
hanging
club,
out, and I talked to. I ain't been to one of them in long time, man. That was in the early 20s. I went to one of them, but no, I was at a place that I can't really say the guy's name, but he is the third in command for J.P. Morgan, and I told you this a while ago. He came up to me and was asking me. We were talking about like all kinds of other stuff, like video games and comic books and stuff. But he noticed that I was into crypto. I had the podcast, and I was looking at prices and all this and that. And then that's when he kind of was like, "Hey, man, I'm not really supposed to talk about this stuff, but just so you know, like what I do, I'm the third in rank at J.P. Morgan, and I'm the head of software, and we have our own blockchain." So I was like, "Oh wow, dude!" So it's like, so what I think
token, right?
What I think is going on, the reason why BlackRock's being very skittish on talking about just Ethereum is two reasons. Number one, they're buying Ethereum. Number one, they're scooping Ethereum, right. So they're trying to oh, it ain't that great, because that means they're accumulating. Number one. Number two, I also think that they're trying to compete with Ethereum, Bitcoin. And that's why he's saying in general the tokenization of assets, because ideally BlackRock would like to have their own chain, and I'm sure they already do.
They're probably, it's probably in the works. They probably have
their own chain. So here's the thing. Everyone else has their own chain too. And the boomers might be a little too late to be, degenning out and getting a MetaMask wallet so they can hop on the BlackRock chain. But I don't think it'll work like that. I think BlackRock will have their own wallet. They'll have their own chain. And I think that you're going to see a lot of these banks and financial institutions start to try to adopt their own chains. So I think Larry Fink's comments are twofold. Number one, they're scooping Ethereum. Number two, they don't want to push other blockchains too much in case they want to be able to reveal their own blockchain and people actually use it, and we'll see. But my thoughts on it are they're just going to replace their legacy system with blockchain. So in other words, you'll have JP Morgan, you'll have BlackRock, you'll have all these companies you've always had. But instead of using the old school legacy technology, I think they're just going to shift to a private blockchain. And, the tech is already out for blockchains to have privacy, not like Monero. But I'm saying like business, on the business side of things, to have privacy. It's already a standard token. I forget the number. They've got so many names and numbers coming out. It's not even funny. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. So I see that happening.
So did you see where, obviously we all know what's going on with Vanguard. They're keeping their clients from, being involved with the whole ETF thing. They're not offering it to their clients or whatever. their clients are they're gonna flock somewhere else to get their Bitcoin. They're gonna get it either way, right? I don't understand their reasoning behind it. Maybe there's something else to it. Not sure, but Van, no, not Vanguard. Yeah, Vanguard, all that. But did you see where Franklin Templeton they gave their Twitter account over to their I guess their blockchain department, their crypto department. You know, everybody's getting into this. They're hiring devs and stuff that understand blockchain technology or whatever. And apparently they gave their Twitter account over to their blockchain department. Like, dude, go back and look at some of the tweets, man. Like, it is so funny, dude. They're talking about like Bob with hat instead of like dog with hat. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny, dude. Like there's so many memes that are being made out of it, but it is
I've been
pretty
seeing
interesting, man. That they did that. They had control over it for like 2 hours, I think it was. And the simple fact that a company like Franklin Templeton would even allow that to happen just kind of, I don't know, man. It opens up my eyes that they're willing to kind of accept the newer ways, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's a new kid on the block. There's a newer
Absolutely.
way of doing things, and they have to take that in, dude. And if not, they're gonna get left behind. And you know, you have companies like Vanguard, these asset managers like Vanguard that are, you know, turning a blind eye to it, and then you have Franklin Templeton that are like, yeah, dude, go have fun. You know, here's the account for 2 hours, post what you want, and like, that's the difference, man, between success and failure. Like, dude, if they're gonna keep putting off their clients and they're not gonna let their clients, you know, and the clients are like, why? If I want to buy this, then why? How come I can't? Like, why aren't you offering it to me? And you know what I mean? And like, to me, dude, like, don't, like, what's the point in that, dude? You're like, what kind of grounds are you trying to take here? Like, what's the point here, man? I feel like like if your clients want to make money, like, and they're interested in this asset, and all the other cool kids are doing it, like, you know, you're in the business of satisfying your client, dude. Like, don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just the way I kind of took it.
Absolutely. No, I agree
Yeah.
with you 100%. And I think it's funny. It's like that meme. You ever seen the old dude? He's like 90 years old and he's like sitting down crouched with his hat backwards. And it's like
Yeah.
boomers second day in crypto, you know, trying to be cool all of a sudden. That's what it is to me. It's like the marketing side
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
Like Franklin Templeton's like
Yeah.
the most
But at least
oldest.
they get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they understand the Web3 culture.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's going to be a twofold thing. It's going to be marketing, you know, and that's why Andrew Saunders is such a freaking genius when it comes to marketing, because
Marketing, yeah.
he understands,
He
dude. It's
understands
not just
that.
about having a good product. It's not just about
Yep.
executing the product. You also have to be able to relate to your target audience. And
Exactly, dude.
Franklin
Exactly.
Templeton, dude, it's like a legacy. It's like candlestick makers that
Yeah.
are in the age of light bulbs and LEDs. Like LEDs are here.
Yeah.
People aren't using candle for lights. They use them for smell,
Yeah,
but
they
they
gotta
don't
get
use
up
them for
on that
light.
level, dude.
Right. So it's like you have to make that shift. And I think hats off to them for doing it, man, because
Yeah. I
that's
thought that was really cool, man.
it is
for
cool.
sure. Yeah, and then we have you know, GBTCs, everybody, you know, all the selling off that went on with the GBTC. I mean, they're like, what is their maintenance fee? It's like 1.5% for their Bitcoin ETF, and we have people leaving in flocks, dude. Like,
now I just want to
trying to-
I just want to say real quick, Wes,
mm-hmm.
to all the listeners out there, if you were watching the Crypto Remora, the Crypto Remora was talking about GBTC a long time ago. We were talking about this level. We were talking about this being a potential major level of support and resistance. This 37,800. This and you could say, well, Nick, we're at 40,000. We're not at your level. But here's the thing. Wes told me before the show, because I didn't even catch it. We went down, we hit that level, and now we bounced back up to 40. So what happens is, just because that level's the major support, that doesn't mean you stay on that level and trade sideways. That's not how it works. What it does is it bounces. You know, it'll come down and bounce off that level, and then it'll come down and bounce off it. So if we get like 9 bounces off of that level, which we've already had quite a few, you know, could we break down below it? We could, but dude, there's so much buying pressure too. It's like this is the mathematical ninja stuff you have to do in your brain. So let's hop to TA real quick because we talked about sentiment, we talked about the ETF a little bit, and
Well, I do want to say before we jump into that, dude.
Yeah.
So we had the whole GBTC thing that we were talking about. There was the 66,000 plus outflows of Bitcoin.
Yes.
And what was it, like 4.5 billion within the first week of the ETF or whatever? Well, 66,000 of that was coming from the GBTC, going from that 1.5% maintenance fee into other, asset management, Fidelity or, BlackRock or whatever, and to that 0.25% maintenance fees. 1 billion of that was from FTX, but they are done. Apparently, they're done selling,
which is good. It's a good thing.
That whole estate thing. So I do think that touch, that $38,000 touch was. I don't know, man. I think that's the local bottom, man. I do think we start to move up from here a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there too. That is a huge, that was huge. There was a lot of selling pressure, man, and the fact that
level held
that level held is huge, man. So
it is.
Yeah,
it is, and like I said, just subscribe to the Crypto Remora, you guys, because we see these things coming down the road 6 months, 12 months ahead of time because we've been in the game for about 3-4 years and we've been paying a lot of attention and we study these markets so that you guys can kind of copy our homework a little bit. And we don't always make the right calls, but I tell you what, we've been doing some pretty good calls so far. So
yeah, I mean, dude, we called the ETF approval. We called it on the date that it was done. I mean, a lot of people were calling that, but I don't know, man. We were talking about that pretty early, dude. We called that one pretty early, dude, before anybody else was really talking about it. With the whole BlackRock approval thing and all that. And then we, just last week we were talking about that $48,000 level, and Sierra's been talking about that level for the last year, guys. And it held up even after all that selling pressure, man. And so not to toot our own horn, but exactly. It is what it is.
Exactly. So here's the thing. This chart that you sent me right before we started recording. Trader Tardigrade has a chart that Wes found. It's a pretty good chart. It's the daily chart showing a falling wedgie, which we like the falling wedgies because whenever you see the falling wedgie, that's a bullish. That's a bullish indicator.
Yeah.
So. And what it is, it's that counterintuitive thing. If you watch the last episode, remember red means go, green means stop. Well, it's the same thing. When you see a falling wedge, it's very scary because the price is just like crashing and going down.
Yeah, it looks like
it looks like panic
hard,
and it looks like, oh my God, I got to sell. But in reality, that's the bullish signal you want. So you want to see those falling wedges because if you catch the bottom of that wedge and get your entry right there, that's how you can catch these next moves up. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go up from here because Crypto Zombie, Chico Crypto, a lot of the influencers I watch, which is good because I watched them after I made my own analysis, and I'm still saying that even though the GBTC level's holding, I think with the climate of the world right now and the tempo of the elections in the U.S. and with the conflict that shall not be named overseas, all these things going on, I think are dramatically adding to the fuel to the fire that we could see that. I'm not going to rule out a quote-unquote Black Rock event. I mean, I'm sorry, a Black Swan event. I'm not going to rule that.
No, Black Rock.
I'm not going to rule that out. So what I'm saying is my ultra floor. Yes, we look good on the daily. Yes, we look good on the monthly. But my ultra floor of 33K is still a possibility. I'm not going to rule that out just because I see the bullish stuff going on. But at the same time, that's my ironclad floor. There is no you're not getting BTC lower than that now. So that's my ultra floor.
No.
Now, if we get this bounce and we get this move back up, what is your target? Because I haven't even looked at, I know where my long terms are, 80,000 and then 275. Those are my two big levels I'm eyeing. But what are you seeing in the short term for a breakout? Like, let's say we get this bounce from this falling wedge. What's your price target to the upside for Bitcoin?
So we're still chilling, what, around 39.8 right now at the time of recording. Um, it's hard to say, man. I mean, because there's an upwards trend line going back from the 1st of November. No, what is that? Yes. Oh wow, what is that? What am I on right here? Oh Jesus. Okay. Yeah, we've been okay. So this trend line that I'm looking at is all the way from the 1st of November. Is that right, dude? 2022. Jesus, dude. All right. So anyway, we've had this trend line being held up, and we've hit it three times now already. Okay. If you zoom out, I'm on the daily, man. Zoom out, and you'll see this trend line. We've hit it a few times going up, and you're right, dude. If it is sitting at 33,000, like we could absolutely come back to that level, pull back to 33,000. I think that if we do
That's healthy.
pull back to 33,000, it's not going to be bad. It's not a bad thing.
No,
It
it's
is healthy.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely, man. We're making higher lows and higher highs, and you can't argue with that. Like that's a beautiful thing to see. But there is this kind of parabolic curve starting to form. So there is another trend line also, and the pullback takes us right to that level that where we're supposed to be. But I think that if we bounce off that parabolic curve, then yeah, I mean 50,000 is right around the corner, dude. And we're back to 39 right now. So 50,000 could be right around the corner. I mean, you saw how we went from 48 to 38. It can happen just in the opposite direction, from 38 back up to 48 and then 52. And I don't know, man. I think that this pullback was needed. I don't think we're necessarily going all the way back down to 33K. Just looking at the chart that I'm seeing right now, we absolutely could, like I said. But I don't know, man. I think maybe we keep pushing to the upside. I think 37 was my target, and then let's start moving back up, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because
It is, man, because it's before the halving. Like anything can happen.
Post
But I think
ETF
with
too.
all the necessary stuff with the ETF that just came out, I don't even think that's had time to really, settle in and actually, start pushing price yet. The ETF, and I mean, dude, they're the primaries, everything's starting to kick off, man. I don't know, man. Inflation's starting to get under control. We have they're talking about rate cuts soon. I think it's just a matter of time, man. When all this stuff starts to kick in and starts pushing us to the upside, it's just a matter of time. I mean, the DXY, we have the chart we're about to look at too, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But it looks like we're about to have a rejection off of that, and I just think that everything looks like we're gonna have a move to the upside here soon.
Okay, so the DXY on Trader Tardigrade also signals the same thing because you got a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern. So
Right.
when the DXY goes down, typically speaking, risk-on assets tend to go up, gold, Bitcoin. So if that happens, if we hit our head at this resistance, which it looks like we already have according to this chart from Trader Tardigrade, yeah, dude, that's two confirmations. So I like where he's going here. So yeah, dude, it's one of those things where I'm seeing the charts. I see what Trader Tardigrade's saying. I hear what you're saying, but I'm also zooming out a little bit and looking at all of the past ETFs, like gold ETF and all this stuff.
Yeah, we definitely trade sideways for a long time,
and
dude,
then
before we start taking off.
And then down. If you look at the charts of ETF, or I'm sorry, if you look at the charts
The gold
of
for gold.
gold ETF, and then if you look at the previous halvings, not even with the ETF, just previous Bitcoin halvings,
and the halvings, yeah.
If
You're right.
if you look at those, we tend to go down coming into the halving.
I just think we're just in a different state, man.
It is
as far as
different.
the economy goes. I mean, look at last year or the last halving. We had the halving, and then we had that crash from the from the COVID, the COVID crash. Things happen, you know what I mean? And like I don't know, things were different. You know what I mean? Like different things, there's different events that are playing out, and we're like coming out of that COVID crash. Like we're just now starting to pause on rate hikes to get inflation under control, and like we're talking about cutting rates soon. We have, the elections coming up. Like there's just so much that even, but I get what you're saying. Minus that, we normally do. We normally trade sideways or and a little down, man, before before that supply shock actually kicks in and starts to take effect. For sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, I mean, I do like this TA. I love the charts. The graphics on these charts are clean.
Yeah, he does a good job, man.
Very cool.
We
check
recently just
them
found
out.
him.
Yeah, Wes found him. Go ahead and give him a follow. Trader Tardigrade. These charts are super clean, easy to look at. The exact opposite of what our boy James at Invest Answers calls an eye chart. An eye chart is like a chart that's really hard to look at. This is the opposite, y'all. So check him out.
Look at the DXY. It almost looks like it's putting in a Head and Shoulders too, man. For sure.
Yeah, I mean that is two bullish indicators. The rising wedge for the DXY, I'm sorry.
DXY, yeah.
And the falling wedge on Bitcoin's daily, so the potential to bounce up to 42 and then come back down to 39 and then go down to 37. These moves are so insignificant in the long run that it's almost like just DCA at this point, y'all. Like don't overthink, oh, am I going to buy Bitcoin at 39 or am I going to buy it at 35 or 36? The reality of it is, if anything under $40,000, which is where we are right now, Bitcoin's still a steal. These altcoins are at a fire price. So don't get fudded out of the market. Don't get scared. Just keep DCAing. I mean, that's the best strategy right now. Like, and if you don't want to leverage trade right now, hop into a pool. Get into a liquidity pool on a less risky token. You can get on pools for Arbitrum and Ethereum. If you don't know where to put your stuff right now, you could go into HFT. HFT is paying ridiculous amount of percent on their token. So there is plays out there you can make. Don't just like sit there on your Gemini or your Crypto.com or your Robinhood and just cuss at your phone because the price is going down. Get active. Get on DeFi. Start staking. Get on GMX. Learn how to use this stuff. Because there's multiple things you could be doing right now, even in the beginning of the bull run, and this is still a correction in a bull run. I'm convinced that this is not the end of the bear. We're already started the bull run. It's just very early, and this is our first pullback, dude. It's just a correction. It's normal. 30% pullbacks are normal, and I do think that it will take a little bit more to drop us down to 33. But I think the next stop could be that $36,000 level if we go below 37.8 or whatever. If we go below that GBTC, I'm looking at 36, then down to 33. If we're going up, I'm looking right now in the immediate future, I'm looking at 42 as the next local top. And that's just what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page for the most part.
Yeah, I'm good with those levels, man. I'm completely fine with those levels. Even if we go down to 33, dude, I'm good. Like this is opportunity, guys. But when there's red in the streets, we see opportunity, and that's how you have to see things. You know what I mean? Don't look at it as like, oh, I got to get the hell out before I lose all my money. No, this market is not going anywhere. Especially now that there's institutional players in these markets. Like it's not going anywhere. It's just getting started. You know what I mean? So this is opportunity. This is not a time to run. We just went through that whole entire bear market, and now you want to run? No, this is not the time. This is the time to buckle down and start throwing some money at the market on these dips, dude. These dips, these are opportunities to get in more. Like I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but like I always feel like I'm underexposed. And when these dips happen, to me, I'm like, oh, thank God, dude. Like this is beautiful because now I got time to, buy in at a 30% discount. So to me, this is opportunity, and when you can train your mind, it took me a little while to think like that. Siri had to kind of beat it into my head, but when you start thinking like that, that's when you start making money, and that's when you start to relax and learn how to be patient a little bit. You know what I mean? And it'll be worth it, guys. It'll be
For
worth it. It's
sure.
the long game.
It
Long
is.
game.
It is. You gotta play the long game, and as far as the long game goes in the NFT space too, because that you want to talk about a brutal market trying to make money in. You'll get your feelings hurt in the NFT space, boy. You think you're a good trader or whatever, and you like start
Oh,
getting
dude.
cocky. Go try to get in the NFT game,
We
boy.
won't
That
talk
is.
about that.
But here's the thing. There is some cool NFT projects and gaming projects that are still doing some things. Small age. I need to log on there and I need to get my bones because I just found out
Yeah.
that they're doing a 20%
Yep.
burn.
They're burning, yeah.
So I need to log in. That's like something maybe I need to do tonight, and because I've been staking for a long time, and
Yeah, same.
so I need to get on there. But I just love the revamping they've done with their artwork. Their artwork
Yeah.
is fire. They've rebranded
So
kind of
cool,
their
man.
logo
Yeah.
and everything. And not that I didn't like the old artwork, I did. But the new artwork is just a little more catching to your eye, and it pops a little.
For sure.
So that's pretty cool. But so what do you see as the next move or the next narrative? Are you on board with this real world assets thing, centrifuge, and all this
Yeah.
stuff?
I think the next, honestly, I was thinking about this earlier, man, and I think that these modular blockchains, the whole Cosmos SDKs and the Celestias and the Says and the Mantle, like I think I think they're a contender here, man. I think they're gonna do a lot of cool stuff, and people are starting to show interest in this. Another thing is the whole restaking thing. You know what I mean, with the EGen layer or IGen layer, however you want to pronounce it. I think that is a net positive because when Ethereum switched from proof of work to proof of stake, obviously, staking Ethereum secures the network, and I think these restaking protocols is just securing the network even more. So I do like that. I think that is a huge thing for Ethereum, and I'm keeping an eye on these modular blockchains, man, that are starting to come up.
Yeah, I mean, you've been going crazy with the farming of the airdrops too. I mean,
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like I've learned more stuff from farming airdrops because when when you're farming for airdrops, you're like having to play around and try these new things. And I think that's a cool way to kind of educate yourselves with farming these airdrops, dude. It's actually taught me a lot more than what I really cared to learn, but it's been fun, dude. Like, yeah, there's so much going on, dude. Like, it's hard for me to keep up with too. I mean, there's just so much happening, and there's this new one that everybody's talking about now. It's decentralized science. Have you heard about this?
no.
Yeah, it's decentralized science, and that's one that I just started kind of digging into and trying to learn. Yeah, I couldn't really talk too much on it because I don't know much about it, but I've just been hearing a lot about it, so it's something I want to kind of look into.
Dude, so what is so we do have some that we've already been farming on the channel. We've got Jupiter and we've got what's
Yeah.
it, Margin Fi. So Jupiter is supposed to be any day now, right? Or what?
Yeah, Jupiter's supposed to be on the 31st, so if you got the Jupiter airdrop, congratulations. We did, and that'll be nice to have. So there's Jupiter, we got Margin Fi, we got Drift Protocol, and Camino Finance for Solana, and then Layer Zero, ZK Sync, and
When's Layer Zero?
Manta.
When is that Layer Zero happening?
Dude, I don't know. A lot of people are saying H2 the second half of this year.
'Cause
But
I've been staking on Layer Zero. It's not much. I think it was like a
Yeah.
little bit, but still, just a mere fact. I think I've been staking on Layer 2 since the Chico video in like 2021.
We need to do some more we need to do some more airdrop videos, and I would like to kind of cover these modular blockchains too, with the whole the TIA and all that stuff, man, and injective. Like, they're saying that just for staking injective and TIA, there's supposed to be a ton of airdrops, just because like only half the people claimed their TIA airdrop when it came out, and so now they're airdropping the rest of them to people that are staking and kind of playing around with these other D apps. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. Like, I would honestly call this airdrop season because there's so much happening right now as far as airdrops go. It's a good time to learn. You know what I mean? Like that way you're not so focused on the markets every day. Like, oh my God, the price is down, the price is up, the price is down. No, man. Like take your focus off of that on a daily. Learn about some new D apps and different, L1s, L2s, whatever. And it'll help you. I mean, you're learning and you're potentially making money. You know what I mean? And if you're in it
Absolutely.
for the long game, you're not really focused on price. You won't be stressed out as much. At
That's
least,
true.
that's what I'm telling myself. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna have a great 2024. I think the next couple of months,
yeah,
you could see the sentiment on Twitter just because we fell a couple $1,000. Everyone on Twitter
yeah,
is like all bummed out right now, and everyone's sad. It's like, come on, guys,
yeah,
we've been in this
yeah,
game long
man.
enough to
Yeah,
know that this is when you're supposed to be scooping. Like,
yeah.
don't be
It's
don't.
almost like everybody when the futures ETFs came out, the price like that was the top of the market, and it's almost I feel like people are thinking that like it's over. Like, oh, now they're in. We got the spot ETF and it's over. Like, no, dude, this is completely different. This is a completely different scenario, and I think we're just getting started, man,
Yeah,
for sure.
Minister of NFTs on Twitter. Give him a follow. He's got a really good meme. It
Yeah, I like
says
him.
two people on the bus. One person sad, one person happy. The one person saying there are two types of people during a dip. The one is, oh, it's over, I'm bummed out, and the other one is, yay, I can buy cheaper. And if you can be that guy on the
Yeah,
right, looking out the window, considering, yay, I can buy cheaper. If you can switch to
yeah,
that mindset and just hold that mindset, you're gonna make it through not only the downtime, but when the uptime comes, you're gonna keep a level head about yourself, and you're gonna remember that when it's
yeah,
down, that's when you scooped, and when it's up, that's when you got to let some of it go. So
yeah.
it's easier said than
But
done. It's all psychology, man. It's easier said than done, but
yeah,
it is that easy.
if you think about it, so BlackRock and Fidel, like all these, they might not just be getting in right now. You know what I mean? They've probably been buying for a little while now, but their clients are just now getting in, and they're not gonna do this to look stupid and make their clients lose money because then they don't make money, right? And if they're buying up here around between 30 and 40,000, like, you know what I mean? Relax, man, because they're not gonna buy and look stupid, and this is going somewhere. This is just the beginning, and yeah, keep that long game mindset, and you'll be all right. Don't
So
let your emotions get to you for sure.
it's just a couple upcoming announcements before we head out because that's almost our time, y'all. But here's the thing. We've got tomorrow, we're going to have a business meeting, the Crypto Remora, and we're going to be getting the first lineup of some merch for Crypto Remora merch.
Yeah, yeah,
And, we're going to start off with some things for me and Wes first. Me and Wes have to get the first pick. But
yeah,
after we get ours, we're going to be posting some stuff and putting some stuff up for sale that you guys are going to be able to order online, and we're going to mail them to you. We're a little smaller right now starting out, so what we're going to do is we're going to be personally handling it. So when you guys get the Crypto
yeah.
More merch, we might throw a
Gotta
couple.
represent, man.
We might throw a little surprise in there for you. You don't know, and so that's going to be exciting. And
Yeah,
also, we are going to be doing the hitting the streets
yeah, dude, that's gonna be
interview.
fun, dude. I'm looking forward to
That's
that
coming
so
up, you
much.
guys. So just don't sleep. Stay focused. Stay positive.
Yeah,
Keep
for sure.
DCAing. Keep following the crypto more because we're following the whales. And so
Yep,
don't get bummed out during this dip. Just keep buying the dip. Hold on. Keep buying the dip. I sound
yep.
like cryptos are us now.
Hodl.
Just
Just
hold them.
hodl.
That's it.
Yeah, man, and look for these upcoming airdrop videos. We're gonna do some more on that and some other how-tos and some educational videos too. I think would be good. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for tonight's show, man. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you're following us on all socials at the Crypto Remora. Make sure you're following Sierra at Sierra Crypto and myself at Crypto MacGyver. Much love to you guys. Much love to the Argonauts. Much love to the donkeys and everybody here tonight. Thank you so much. Until next time, peace out.